Hey everybody! Well, some of you longtime viewers will probably recognize what's right behind me here. These are the cabinets that we salvaged from the old hotel that was going to be demolished.
We're Dooglass and Esperanza. After seeing too many people in our lives taken before they could enjoy their lifetime of hard work, I left my engineering career and we sold our house and most of our belongings. Now we are starting a new adventure, building a resort in the magical town of Loreto in Baja California Sur, Mexico. We're putting everything on the line to make our dreams a reality so that we can live before we die.
We salvaged a lot of cabinets. I believe it's like 40 or 50 different boxes. We have gotten that all out of storage. It's over here. You can see the doors that we salvaged over there. These are all cabinet doors and trim pieces. Cabinet doors. We got everything. And then out here in front of the shop, we couldn't even fit it all in. We've got a stack of cabinets here, a big pile of cabinets over there, a big pile of cabinets over here. So we have a kitchen set of cabinets for both kitchens, identified, labeled. You know, this is for Villa 2, it's 1 of 3, sink goes here, and then there's the 2 of 3 corner piece here, which is going to go in, and then this is the third piece where the stove is going to mount. I am starting out with the kitchen for Villa 2. This cabinet, which will have the sink in this side where the sink was originally, this side will have a microwave. So this cabinet is a cabinet that really is my first fabrication. You can see here they already just really chopped the heck out of this thing. I think what I'm going to do with this cabinet is I'm going to clean up get the rest of this shelf out that was in here and clean that up. This cabinet was built to go hook onto this big island. And so it's huge. This is like 25 inches, which is an inch more than a normal cabinet. Then they added this chunk on the back. And then they got these big side panels on it. So I've got to pull off the side panels, pull off this, and get these back panels off. But that's good because I may be able to use those elsewhere, although they are a little tall. So I've got to figure out what I can use those for, but I'm not going to throw them away, definitely. Get those off, and then I can chop this back section off of this cabinet because I need to get it down to 20. I would like to get it down to 24 inches. Now, I've got to fabricate is 2 shelves in this bottom. We're going to have the microwave mounted right here, and then on a shelf, and then we'll have another shelf for the bottom, and I'll have to put a toe kick on it. So. Quite a bit of fabrication on this cabinet, quite a bit of chopping up and making new stuff, but that's okay. I'm happy that this other big cabinet doesn't need any fabrication. Let's get started on chopping this thing up. Well, I used to come down every evening and check the whole job site, check all the work that had been done for the day, make sure that everything was good. Lately, I've just been so exhausted. I usually get up at 4 a.m. because it's getting really hot, so I try to get an early start as possible. And by the time they leave at 6 or 6:30, you know, I'm just ready to eat dinner and veg out. So I usually just come down here and lock the gate, and I don't usually do an inspection. But I do an inspection every single morning when I open up. So I came down here this morning, and I wanted to show you why it's important that you have to be here on site if you're building in Mexico, because, and pretty much if you're building anywhere, somebody has to be watching the site every day, making sure everything's done correctly and all the details. And even if you have a really good builder, we have a fantastic builder, they still miss some of the details. And it's happened to us in the US when we hired people. That's why I hate hiring people to do anything for me. I'd rather do it myself, because then if I make mistakes, it's my fault. But anyways, it happens here too. And so just something I caught, well, here's something that we caught a little while ago. These outlets over the nightstands were way off to the side. And so this got all put in because all the electrical was put in long before the nightstands were. Nobody knew exactly where the nightstands were going. So then when the nightstands get in, we had to move all these electrical outlets over, which involved break out the wall, move the outlet, redo the conduit, and then redo the concrete, replaster the wall. A lot of work. That's why it doesn't pay to make mistakes, because it's usually a lot of work to fix them down the road. So it's important to catch everything as quickly as possible so you can get it fixed as quickly as possible. This morning I came down here working on doing an inspection, and the shower where they're working, the shower is just beautiful, beautiful. And I went to check this bench here, and I noticed that it did not look like it was sloped out. And sure enough, this bench, if you can see, is sloped into the corner, which means that when you take a shower, when you get done with your shower, there's going to be a pool of water in the corner of this bench. That water sitting there in that corner is going to quickly mold in this environment, especially if there's days when there's nobody in here, there's no air conditioning on, it's like 100 degrees in here, and water sitting in the shower like somebody left, that's going to mold and cause all kinds of problems and maintenance problems. So unfortunately, they're going to have to break this top tile out of this bench, and they're going to have to redo it because we have to have this sloped out. And then I'm also going to be really watching the floor go in. I want to make sure that this entire floor gets sloped down to the drain. It's really easy, especially like in these outer corners, to get the slope off a little bit, and then the corners will do the same thing. They'll collect water. So important to walk the site, and it really helps if you know something about construction, so that you can spot all these things that are off. If you are building Mexico and you don't have the experience, you don't really know what to look for, you know, it might not even be worth it to hire someone to inspect your job site and keep on top of these things, because otherwise you get to the end and there's, you know, you come into the building and you find dozens of problems, little problems all over the place, and then your builder might be less inclined to help because he's already off the job, all his workers are already off the job, and then you come to him with a list of 20 things that are wrong, and some of them, like, you want to move an outlet, now got to break up everything, it makes a mess, you got to move it, and he's got to have all kinds of workers here, he's got to have an electrician here, he's got to have the concrete guys here, he's got to have the plaster guys here. And so the builders are going to be much less inclined to fix everything than if you catch it when they're doing it. All the workers are here, all the materials are here, and it's just a matter of, you know, a little bit of time to fix it now, but everything's here to do it. So that's the importance of catching it early and getting it fixed. I'm working on the back of this cabinet. As you can see, I got these little corner pieces off, and then I got all the nice panels that were on the back off. Then I pulled off this back piece of plywood. I can use that to fabricate all kinds of pieces, trim pieces, or other panels, or shelves, all kinds of stuff from it. So this is a really good fun. I'm excited. I got all the side panels off, the back panels off. Those are all here. Hopefully I can reuse those later on. And then this back panel, I'm working now on getting this off. I would like to get everything down to the sheet of melamine off. Take all this bracing in here, and these side panels are one piece. So I need to cut these all the way down right at where the back sheet is. And so to find accurately where the back sheet is, where this back sheet is here, what I did is I took my oscillating saw with a blade that's really crappy because I hit nails both times I went in here, but the oscillating saw will cut straight through, and it's thin, so you can stick it right in there. It cuts all the way through, and that gives me a mark that now I can measure from up here all the way down, mark it, and then cut this panel off. And I did the same thing over here, cut through, so I've got a mark of where the back panel is. I went ahead and cut this. I used a battery powered saw, circular saw, and main reason is because it's just with doing this kind of fine work, and I'm doing it by hand, trying to run this this cut by hand. Having a littler saw, it's not a big, it doesn't have a lot of torque to it. It really helps you cut a good line, and I think I got a pretty straight line for doing it by hand with no guides or anything else. It really doesn't matter that it's perfectly straight, because this is going to be the joint with the wall. The wall is never going to be straight and flat, so you're going to have a trim piece here anyways, no matter what. So that's not really a worry. Okay, well, I've been working on this a little while, and I am happy. I wanted to get this thing down. I'd like to get down to 24 inches, but to do that, I would have to cut the entire back off and then put a back panel back on it. And I think we can make do with a 1 inch, extra inch here. So I'm gonna do 25 inches in depth with this counter, and it doesn't really matter. There's no other counters to go next to it, so I won't have to fur anything out. I got the shelves in for the bottom shelf and the bottom of the cabinet, and then this shelf for the microwave. And then I got all set up with these pieces here which hold the feet of the microwave so it can't slide around, since it's sitting on this base down here. When you go to shut it or something like that, it's going to slide back. So let's see if this is all going to fit. One other thing, Esperanza went to quite a bit of work to find English microwaves with English. These are bilingual microwaves. They have both English and Spanish on them. So, but yeah, you can see right there it fits. And then door comes open. This is a monumentous day. This is a monumental day. That's probably better. Because I am down here and I am working in the villa. So, I'll give you a little update too, but I am working on getting these vanities installed. The floors are in, the baseboards are pretty much in. It is looking beautiful. You can see I've got the cabinets all fabricated, and down here for the kitchen, I got these cabinets all mounted together. Everything is leveled up and looking good. So as you can see, I put a filler piece in here, which just is to fill the little bit of a crack I had to put in here. And then I put this blocking piece in here to give me something solid to connect both sides to. And now the door opens, does not hit, and has a pretty thin line down there. So that came together pretty tight. I need to make a cleat for the back here to support the back of this countertop because we're going to put quartz on here. So It's kind of heavy, so I need to make lay a foot down there, like a 2x4 foot, and then just do a 2x4 cleat on the wall, and that'll be to support the plywood countertop, and then the quartz countertop will mount on top of that. So we got everything we got from the salvage operation for $7,000. That included all the cabinets, 40 cabinet bases, enough to do both villas and a whole bunch more left over. We got doors, we got toilets, we got a bunch of light fixtures, a bunch of handles and knobs and stuff. I mean, even stuff like that. Beautiful cast iron black knobs, handles, bathroom fixtures, all that stuff. We got all that from the thing. That stuff's expensive. So, you know, reality, these cabinets were probably, if you could put it together, maybe $4,000 to $4,500 worth of this. So for $4,500, 2 villas full of cabinets. And we're not just talking the kitchen, we're talking the bedroom, closet is all done with those cabinets, and the bathroom vanities. So probably for about, and then we have a lot left over. So we're in reality for about $2,000 a villa. We have a full set of custom cabinets and a custom closet armoire for that much money. So it was an unbelievable deal to get these cabinets. Now the villa number 2 is totally complete and installed. All the cabinets. I pulled in the kitchen cabinets for villa number 1, and I'm going to start fabricating on those. All right, well, I got all of the cabinets for the second villa completed as far as I can here in the shop. So I found something interesting here when I pulled these panels off. So I pulled these 2 door panels off, and you can see one there. This one's backwards, but in back of one of these door panels there is about a 1/16 of an inch of wood stripped off of this piece of plywood, and all this termite droppings came out when I pulled the panel off. But this makes it really exciting, because mahogany is generally mahogany, teak. Some of these woods are generally really termite proof. Well, this is the side of the wood. This wood was flat against here, so the termites were in between these 2 pieces of wood, and the termites didn't touch the mahogany wood at all. They just went after and ate the plywood. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. As you can see behind me, the cabinets are all in, and we actually have our first trial run with some people staying in the villa. We have some family here, and they are staying even though the villa is not completely finished yet, and they're giving us some feedback so that we can make it as perfect as possible for you guys. So keep watching. Check out our Instagram or Facebook if you want to see some other previews of what's going on, and never forget to live before you die.